It is the middle of August. It is 97 degrees outside. Your neighbor's central air is running so hard you can hear it from the street. Their electric bill this month is going to hit $400, maybe $500. And inside this farmhouse, no hum of a compressor, no blowing vents, no power bill for cooling. Just cool, clean air moving quietly across the floor at 62 degrees. This is not a modern home. There is no high-tech system behind the wall. This house has been doing this since 1881, and the man who built it did it with a shovel, 40 feet of clay pipe, and knowledge that the HVAC industry has spent a century trying to make sure you never learn. Today, I am going to show you exactly how it works, exactly how to build one yourself, and exactly why it costs less than a single month of your summer electric bill. Stay with me, because what I am about to show you changes the way you think about your property forever. In 1881, a Pennsylvania Dutch farmer named Jacob Stoltzfus buried 40 feet of clay pipe 4 feet below his wheat field. He ran one end into his root cellar and left the other end open in the field. That was it. That was the whole system. For the next 62 summers, Jacob sat down to dinner without sweating through his shirt. His neighbors thought he was odd. His grandchildren thought he was a genius. In 1947, 66 years later, the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture surveyed the property. They recorded an indoor temperature of 61 degrees Fahrenheit on an afternoon when the outside air had climbed past 94. No electricity, no compressor, no refrigerant, no monthly bill, just a buried pipe and a law of physics that nobody in the industry wants to talk about. And Jacob Stoltzfus was not alone. The Amish communities of Lancaster County, Holmes County, LaGrange, Geauga, settlements across Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, all the way to Montana, have been quietly running this same system for over 140 years. They call it the Earth Tube. Engineers at Iowa State studied it in the 1,980 seconds. The Department of Energy buried the research in a 1,983 technical report that almost nobody has read. But the Amish did not need a report. They watched what worked, and they used it. Here is the part I want you to really hear. You can build the same system this weekend for $40 in materials. But before I give you the build, you need to understand why this works. Because once you understand it, you will never look at your yard the same way again. You already know this works. You have felt it yourself, even if you never connected it to anything useful. Think about the last time you walked into a cave on a hot July afternoon. That immediate drop in temperature, that coolness that does not feel like air conditioning, it feels older than that, more natural. That is exactly the principle Jacob Stoltzfus understood. Here is the physics. About 6 feet below the surface of the Earth, the soil temperature across most of the continental United States holds steady between 52 and 57 degrees Fahrenheit. Year-round, day and night, January and August. It does not care that there is a heat dome over Kansas. It does not care that your thermometer says 103. The thermal mass of the planet is so enormous, and the insulating properties of the soil above it so consistent, that the ground down there barely moves more than 2 or 3 degrees across an entire year. The United States Geological Survey has been measuring this for over a century. The data is public. The data is boring. And the data is the entire reason this works. Now take that buried pipe. Air enters the intake end at whatever the outdoor temperature is. 92 degrees, 98 degrees, 103 on the worst day of summer. That air travels through 50 feet of pipe that is surrounded on all sides by 55-degree earth. By the time it reaches your house, it has surrendered most of its heat to the soil around it. What comes out the other end is cool, dry, breathable air, somewhere in the low to mid-60s. On the hottest day of the year. No moving parts, nothing to break, no refrigerant to leak, no compressor to burn out, just air, pipe, and the quiet patience of the earth underneath your feet. Now, a team at Purdue University decided to put hard numbers on this in 2019, and what they found is the part where the HVAC industry starts to get very, very nervous. The Purdue researchers published their results in the journal Energy and Buildings. They tested a 60-foot buried PVC pipe in central Indiana. Total material cost, under $70. The system produced the cooling equivalent of a 1,200-watt window air conditioner running continuously. The power it consumed to do that? The only draw was a small fan moving air through the pipe. That fan pulled 35 watts, the same as one old incandescent light bulb. The researchers calculated the seasonal coefficient of performance. That is the engineering measure of cooling efficiency. The buried pipe scored north of 40. For comparison, a brand new high-efficiency central air conditioning system, the $15,000 unit the salesman is very excited to tell you about, has a coefficient of performance of around 4. The earth tube is 10 times more efficient than the best central air unit money can buy. It costs less than a tank of gas to build, and it has no moving parts that wear out, no refrigerant that needs recharging, and no service contract. You can go read that study right now. It is not classified. It is not hidden. It simply has no $100 million marketing budget behind it, because no one makes recurring money from a pipe you bury once and use for 60 years. The Amish figured this out without Purdue. They figured it out by watching what worked. Walk into an old-order farmhouse in Lancaster County on an August afternoon, and you will feel a draft moving across the kitchen floor that has no business being there. Follow it. 9 times out of 10, it leads to a grate in the corner of the room, sometimes hidden under a braided rug, connected to a pipe running under the foundation and out into the yard 50 or 60 feet away. You now understand exactly why that draft is there, and you understand that there is nothing stopping you from having the same thing. So let me tell you exactly how to build it. Here is what you actually need. No course, no upsell, just a list. You need between 40 and 100 feet of 4-inch or 6-inch diameter smooth wall PVC pipe. Schedule 40 is the standard. I am going to say this clearly, and I am going to say it once. Do not use corrugated drain pipe with ridged interior walls. Those ridges trap moisture. Trapped moisture grows mold. Mold means you have built an air quality problem instead of an air quality solution. Smooth interior wall. Every time. No exceptions. A 40-foot run of 4-inch Schedule 40 PVC at your hardware store right now runs between $32 and $48 depending on where you live. Add 4 90-degree elbows, a screened intake cap, PVC primer, PVC cement, a floor register for the indoor outlet, and pipe insulation for the vertical section inside the house. Your total material bill comes in between $42 and $60. If you want to add a small inline duct fan, the kind that draws 30 to 40 watts, to push the air more aggressively on humid days, you can run that off a single 100-watt solar panel. Total system cost with the solar fan option, right around $200. Still less than one summer month of air conditioning bills in most of the country. That is your shopping list. Now let me show you where the real work happens, and where most people go wrong before they even dig the first foot of trench. Before you touch a shovel, I need to give you the 3 rules. Because if you go on the internet right now and search for earth tubes, you will find threads full of people who tried this and ended up with a mold problem. I want you to understand exactly what went wrong for them, so it does not go wrong for you. Rule 1. Smooth pipe, sloped away from the house. The pipe must angle downward away from your living space at a minimum slope of 1/4 inch per foot. Over a 50-foot run, that means the far end of the trench sits about a foot lower than the near end. When warm, humid air enters the pipe and contacts the cool pipe walls, condensation forms, exactly like the outside of a cold glass on a hot day. That water needs to run somewhere. If your pipe slopes toward the house, it pools, stagnates, and grows things. If it slopes away from the house, it drains harmlessly into a gravel pit at the far end and percolates into the soil. This one detail separates a system that lasts 40 years from one that fails in 18 months. Rule 2. Intake location matters more than most people think. Your intake cannot sit in full afternoon sun. Air that has already been preheated by direct sun before it enters the pipe is throwing away free cooling for no reason. The intake needs to be shaded, north side of a structure, under a tree canopy, or behind a windbreak. It also cannot be surrounded by dense decomposing vegetation, a compost pile, or anything that puts high humidity biologically active air at the opening. Dry, open, shaded ground is what you want. Rule 3. Screen the intake and screen it well. An unscreened intake is a welcome sign for mice, snakes, wasps, and every species of insect within a 1/4 mile. Use quarter-inch galvanized hardware cloth secured with a stainless steel hose clamp with a rain cap above it. The intake riser should sit at least 18 to 24 inches above ground level to stay above snow and rain splash. A 2015 University of Minnesota extension study documented 73 earth tube installations across the upper Midwest over a 10-year period. Every installation that followed these 3 rules had 0 mold issues. Every installation that violated any one of them had problems within 2 to 4 years. The technology works. The failures are installation failures. Now let me walk you through the actual build, start to finish. Friday evening. You go to the hardware store. You buy everything on the list I gave you. You come home. That is Friday. Saturday morning. You mark out your trench. It runs in as straight a line as possible from the side of your house out to the intake location, ideally 50 to 100 feet away. The trench needs to be a minimum of 4 feet deep. 6 feet is better. 8 feet is the engineering optimum. Here's where I'm going to be honest with you. If you are going to 8 feet, rent a compact excavator. A Mini X rents for $250 to $350 for a day at any equipment yard in the country. A competent operator, and you will become competent within about 20 minutes in the seat, can dig 100 feet of trench 8 feet deep in roughly 4 hours. Do not spend 3 weekends doing by hand what a machine does in a morning. The rental brings your total project cost to around $390, still less than 1 month of summer electric bills. Saturday afternoon, you assemble the pipe sections, cement the joints, attach your elbows, and lay the pipe in the trench. You verify the slope as you go. A simple 4-foot level and a pencil mark is all the precision you need. You drill a small weep hole at the absolute lowest point of the run. You attach the screened rain cap to the intake riser at the far end. You bring the near end through your foundation wall or basement floor using a proper bulkhead fitting and seal. Saturday evening, you connect the indoor termination to your floor register or wall vent. If you are adding the fan, this is when you wire it in. It is a straight plug-in connection, nothing complicated. Sunday morning, you backfill the trench. Start with 6 inches of sand directly around the pipe to protect it from rocks and root pressure, then native soil compacted in layers. Fill it level with the surrounding grade. Sunday afternoon. You test. Light a stick of incense at the intake end of the pipe and watch what happens. The smoke moves through the pipe and emerges from your floor register inside the house. Cool air follows it. The very first time you stand in your living room on a 95-degree afternoon and feel 64-degree air rising out of a floor vent powered by absolutely nothing, you will understand why Jacob Stoltzfus never bothered explaining himself to his neighbors. It speaks for itself. Now. I know some of you watching this are in Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, and you are thinking, this is fine for Arizona, but it is not going to work where I live. I hear that, and I want to give you an honest answer. In the desert Southwest, Arizona, Nevada, eastern Colorado, air enters the pipe hot and dry and comes out cool and dry, and it feels like a miracle. In humid climates, the physics are different, but the result is still transformative. Properly installed earth tubes in Georgia and southern Indiana bring 95-degree incoming air down to approximately 72 degrees. The output will carry some humidity from the soil, but it is no worse than what you get from a standard window unit. And the fix for humid climates is simple. You install a condensate trap at the low point of the run. You slope the pipe correctly, which you are already doing. And if you are in truly swampy conditions, a small desiccant chamber at the outlet handles the rest. The Amish in southern Tennessee and northern Alabama have been running these systems for 3 generations. They have not complained. And here is something almost nobody talks about. This same pipe works in winter. Outside air at 12 degrees enters the system and arrives at your house at 38 to 42 degrees. That is not warm enough to heat a room, but it is 40 degrees warmer than the outside air, which means your wood stove or propane furnace has dramatically less work to do. The Purdue researchers calculated that a properly sized earth tube in Indiana produces the equivalent of about 2,700 kilowatt hours of combined heating and cooling per year. At current electricity rates, that is $400 to $600 in annual savings. The system pays for itself in its first summer. Everything after that is yours. Let me tell you why this is not in every new house being built right now. The answer is simple, and it is not a conspiracy. It is just economics. There is no manufacturer who can sell you an earth tube. There is no replacement filter you need every 3 months. There is no service technician who comes out twice a year to inspect it and charge you $120. There is no refrigerant that loses its charge in 8 years. There is no compressor that burns out in 12. There is no smart thermostat subscription, no firmware update, no proprietary anything. From the perspective of the modern home services economy, this technology eliminates an entire category of recurring revenue. So nobody advertises it. Nobody builds new homes with it pre-installed, even though the marginal cost of adding it during new construction is essentially zero. In most states, the building codes do not even acknowledge it exists. You can install one on your own property with your own hands without a permit, because it does not connect to any utility, does not require any inspection, and does not modify any structural element of your home. Jacob Stoltzfus understood this in 1881. The Purdue researchers confirmed it in 2019. And the Amish farmer a few counties over from you is using it right now, this minute. While you watch this video, here is what I want you to do before you close this out. Go outside, walk to a spot in your yard where you could imagine running a trench. Stand there for 30 seconds. Look at the ground. Picture the pipe running 6 feet below you. Picture cool air rising out of a floor vent in your living room on a 97-degree afternoon. Picture your electric meter slowing to a crawl in August. That picture is not a fantasy. It is a weekend of work and $40 in materials away. Your shopping list: 50 feet of 4-inch smooth wall schedule, 40 PVC, 4 90-degree elbows, 1 screened rain cap, PVC primer and cement, 1 floor register, pipe insulation for the indoor vertical section, under $60 at any hardware store in the country. Your trench: 4 to 8 feet deep, sloping 1/4 inch per foot away from the house, 50 to 100 feet long. Your maintenance schedule: open the cleanout once a year in early spring, flush with a garden hose, verify drainage is clear, 15 minutes. That is the entire upkeep for the life of the system. And PVC buried in stable soil has a documented service life of over 100 years. The next time the grid goes down during a heat wave and your whole block is sweltering, you are going to be the one house that does not notice. Build it. I will see you in the next one.